Spencer Rattler on the second half sub and the Saints Commanders postgame. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hear from the man himself. We're going to hear from Spencer Rattler, who came in the second half, tried his hardest to get the Saints back, to beat the Commanders, came within one play, came within a 2-point conversion of winning the game. Would have been an insane chapter in Spencer Rattler's career and Spencer Rattler's trajectory. And, sports sometimes are stranger than fiction, and sports sometimes write their own stories, and that's like the best part of watching sports is some of the stuff that happens you wouldn't even be able to see in a TV show or a movie, and the fact that you can watch it in real life is amazing. And that's what could have happened in this game. Like, this game could have been, we saw one of the worst performances in the first half in the history of the NFL with Jake Haener, and then to think, like, against all the odds, Rattler comes in, gets a chance, could have won it, but it is what it is. But we're going to hear from Rattler and see what he had to say about the performance. It is kind of funny that we talked about before the game. We were like, man, isn't it crazy how, like, imagine being Spencer Rattler and you're not doing any pregame interviews, Derek Carr's a starter, whatever. All of a sudden, Carr goes down. You're doing all these interviews. You're doing all this prep. Everyone's talking about you. And then Carr comes back. You go back to the bench. You're not doing any of the interviews. Carr gets hurt again. Haener jumps in. All of a sudden, Haener's doing interviews. And now Rattler, boom, just like that, he's back at the podium.
All right.
What the hell was that?
Darren said that.
Damn. Did a grenade go off in there? What was that noise? Jesus. I thought the roof was caving in.
You were excited about going in for the second half. Can you tell us a little bit about the conversation and just kind of what you felt?
Yeah, Janoka told me with about 30 seconds left in the second quarter that I'll be going in, so just have to shift my mindset. But I felt prepared from the start of the game, just in case. So no, I wasn't the emergency third this week. I was the backup, so I had to have my mind right.
That's kind of interesting.
I'll say this. This is one of those things where you talk about the lights being too bright for Spencer or for Jake Haener, which they were. When you got a guy, and we talked about this all during the draft and all whatever, but when you have a guy like Spencer Rattler, who you do not get to where he has been in his career without being the alpha dog, without thinking you are the best. You don't win the Elite 11 camp without having some kind of belief in yourself. You don't become the number one recruit in the nation. You don't become the odds-on favorite to win the Heisman at Oklahoma. You don't become that player without that belief. And you, like those kind of guys, the lights are never too bright because they want the lights. Like they expect the lights, they want the lights. Jake Haener is cut from a different cloth, and players like Haener are cut from a different cloth. Like I saw a comment where it was like, Jake Haener led a 17-point comeback when he was at Fresno State against Utah State on a Thursday night. It's like, that isn't the same. Like that is not the bright lights. Like that is not what I'm talking about. The Elite 11 camp is more bright lights than Fresno State versus Utah State on a Thursday night. Okay, trust me. So you saw that with Rattler. Rattler's a rookie. His first game, he didn't look shell-shocked. He didn't look like he was going to vomit all over his shoes. He looked like he's ready to play. Now, was it great? No. But he didn't have that deer in the headlight look that Haener had, and he, like that is a difference when you're talking about kind of like the makeup of these players.
Interesting. Lots of other questions, but this is the first time you've been the backup quarterback in the game. Did that change how you prepared or did anything?
No, honestly, didn't have a lot of time on task this week, with the guys, so just had to come out of halftime and trust in what they do. I mean, these guys are incredible. Proud of how they fought up front, wide out, tight end, everybody, running backs. So credit to them.
This is kind of an interesting situation because if you think about Rattler and Haener in preseason, this is kind of how they play. Like, in preseason, the rookie will get one half, and then the backup will get the second half. A starter really doesn't do that. So since Rattler is a rookie and that's kind of all he knows, this probably was pretty comfortable for him to come in the second half, just like he did in some of the preseason games. I think it was Arizona, where he almost did the same thing. Or maybe he did. I can't remember. But where it's like, all right, you're coming in the second half. Oh, damn, you have a drive to win the game. So Yeah, I mean, this actually, in a weird way, it probably was pretty comfortable for Rattler.
Is there anything that was beneficial about kind of, cheap expression, thrown into the fire or whatever, you know what I mean, that they just got to go out there and kind of play on instinct a little bit?
Well, I think we had some more guys in healthy than last time. I think that's big.
True.
Eric, Caesar, Lucas, having MVS out there. Kevin, all these guys said, Kendre, AK for most of the game. It was good to have all those guys out there. Defense, same thing. Played lights out, I thought.
Yeah, defense was really good. And Rattler's right. Like, you talk about the injuries when he played previously, you're talking about fourth and fifth string. I mean, even if you look at the wide receivers, like, the offensive line is one thing. He was playing with fourth and fifth string offensive linemen. But you look at the receivers, his 1 and 2 were Bub Means and Mason Tipton. How much better is MVS and Cedric Wilson than Mason Tipton and Bub Means? That is a huge difference in quality to go from Tipton and Means to MVS and Cedric, like legitimate NFL players. So when you look at the original hand that Rattler was dealt, I mean, it really was virtually nothing. And he's playing against Chargers, Broncos, and Bucks. Like, that's some pretty stout defenses. Certainly some pretty stout defensive lines.
Kept us in that game, and, we were one play away.
What did you see on that two-point conversion?
I thought Juwan got held, but
that's tough though. Like, that's a big problem. Well, not a big problem, but that is difficult with 2-point conversions or plays like that, where at the top of Juwan's route there was some serious contact, but when you are in that 5-yard bubble, like, you can get away with some stuff. If that's 10 yards down the field, that's absolutely holding. But on those plays, there's going to be hand fighting. There's going to be, that. And Juwan did get some separation. Like, he certainly, tough catch, not routine. Got his hands on it. Good throw from Spencer. Got to come down with him. I mean, Rattler threw the hell out of it. The ball was going about 80 miles an hour. So, but he's an NFL tight end. But I mean, yeah, really difficult. It's just, I talked about this in the recap, but I don't mind the idea. But why not have MVS do that little, quick motion where you motion in, boom, motion out, and it's just speed on speed? I would rather that than have Juwan try and go up, separate, make us cut. So directionally, I don't hate it, but yeah, it's a tough spot to be in.
It's good players in this league. It's tough to make those plays, but I like the aggression. I like what we did there.
Yeah.
When did you know y'all were going for two?
What's that?
When did you know y'all were going to go for two?
We knew before the drive. We wanted to go down there and win the game. I think that's the mindset our whole team had. I want to say proud of the team because nobody flinched that whole game. At halftime coming out, nobody flinched. We believed that we could come out and go win the game, and we were an inch away. So, got to be proud of that.
When you're down from a coaching side, because obviously Rizzy isn't telling Rattler, hey man, I know we're down 3 scores, but if we score on that last one, we're going for 2. Like, whatever. Like, Rattler's obviously not having the conversation, but from a coach, I think you can feel like you're aligned to victory or whatever. From a coach, I bet it's early on to where you're thinking, you start making those little bitty baby decisions where you start to decide, if I have the opportunity, I'm winning the game. We're not going to overtime. If somehow we get to a spot, we're going for it. I think from a coaching side, honestly, from a coaching side, you could argue that probably happens before the game, where you're going into the game thinking, just give me a chance. Give me one play. I'll take one play. A player's not going to think that. A player's not going to even factor that in. But I would guess Rizzy knew, or Rizzy made his mind up at halftime when he told Rattler to play. And I would assume Rattler, obviously, like, after they scored, that immediately we're going for 2.
Just on that two-point conversion, just what did it mean to you to know that they were willing to make that call with you in there? You came into the second half, rookie, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things that are part of that.
Yeah.
They still wanted to do that with you.
No, I loved Clint's aggression. In that second half, I thought he called a great game. I thought the guys played really well up front. We protected the ball, moved the chains. Groupie made some big kicks. We wanted to finish with 7 points, obviously, down there, but Groupie came in, knocked 2 down, and gave us a shot. And we went down and scored. Foster had some big-time plays. Kendra had some big-time runs. O-line blocked their butts off. So, again, credit to them.
Yeah, I was surprised we didn't go to Foster more. I thought that was going to be a big part of the game plan, just kind of throughout. He did come up big in some spots. I mean, certainly the touchdown, but even before that, just one of those things where you wish we wouldn't have played half of a game. I mean, the Commanders had 40 minutes of possession. The Saints had whatever it was, 19. When the Saints basically played a half game, they spotted the Commanders half of a game of football. That is a very difficult proposition.
What was your approach on that 2-minute drive when it comes to poise and patience? I mean, you used every bit of clock that was left, keeping the patience to not try to just start throwing for the end zone, I guess.
Yeah. I just think playing ball, understanding the situation, getting mental reps throughout the week in practice, seeing how 2 minutes, manufactured, how you're supposed to run it. I thought we ran it to a T and went down there with no time on the clock and had a chance to win. So it was an impressive drive from the guys, great calls by Clint, and great job by the defense setting us up to get that drive.
What did it mean?
I'll tell you this, I like Rattler. I like Rattler as a quarterback. I think very similar to Rizzi. I like Rizzi's operational stuff as a head coach. I like how Rattler approaches playing quarterback. I think he does have a good clock, like when he's in the huddle or when he's on the field. I think he understands that part. And you know how people say the game is too fast, like for a rookie, like the NFL game is really fast, and that part comes, like that part's the hardest part for a rookie or a young quarterback to kind of get a handle on. I feel like Rattler has a really good handle on that. I feel like he has a really good handle on the moment, the situation, the down and distance, the clock, to me at least, it doesn't seem like he's panicked. It doesn't seem like he's out of his element. Now, he's a rookie. He's going to make mistakes. It hasn't been all pretty. Even this game, it was good, but it's not Tom Brady, right? Like, it's not. So, but I like what I'm seeing with Rattler. Same with Rizzi. I like what Rizzi's doing operationally. I like the decisions he makes. I like how he handles the timeouts. I like how he's been handling 4th downs and 2-point conversions. And, I hope they get a chance moving forward, but I just don't know if that's going to be the case.
To get another opportunity after the way your first 3 games went.
Yeah, I knew I'd have to be ready no matter what. What I'm learning is this league is crazy, man. Could be one thing another week and something new the next. So just always staying ready. I think that's what it comes down to. And then I think this time I just went out there and played my style of the game. Wanted to, cut it loose, play free, and was happy Clint, had that trust in our offense to go down there and execute and set up a chance to win the game.
Was it harder to do that the first 3 times?
Like I said, those were really good teams we played those first 3 times, and we had, a lot of injuries. You can see the injury report was a lot smaller this week, so that's a good thing.
Spencer, what does a game like this do for your confidence?
I think it's great to get out.
I think for Spencer, you got to think, after the first 3 games, tough, right? First 3 games, you're sitting there like, damn, this has been rough. We're getting rolled. This is not fun. Even though we lost this game, I think that the way it played out in the second half should give Rattler a big-time confidence boost to at least think okay, I can do this. Okay, this wasn't 52-14. This wasn't a 35-7 ass whipping. This is, okay, I can do this. I can, all right, maybe I've got a shot here. So if nothing else, this had to have been a big boost for Spencer's confidence.
Out there and prove something, I've kind of just been sitting back, just watching how Derek plays, watching everything, learning. I think it was good to sit back and watch how it's supposed to be done for a few weeks. But again, third guy, second guy, first guy, you got to stay ready no matter what. So credit to Coach Dinoco, Clint, for preparing us throughout the week. He did a heck of a job this week.
Does it validate your performance? Your preparation, that you can come in a moment like that and perform?
That definitely gives you confidence, but you got to do it over and over. Didn't have any reps with the ones this week, so to be able to go out there and have that connection with them, I think that's big. Just to be able to adjust to the things going on. So again, it wasn't just me. We got 11 guys on the field, and like Rizzy says, 1/11th. I feel like everybody on the offensive side of the ball, did their 1/11th that second half.
You mentioned before that if you got another opportunity to go in, that it would look a lot different. Is this closer to what you expected from this first 3 games?
No doubt. I was confident going in, and felt prepared. I don't think we took any sacks. O-line did a great job. We ran the ball pretty well. Converted when we need to on third down. I think we were great on third down in the second half. Just got to still finish in the red zone. I mean, there were still some plays out there to be made.
Yeah, no doubt. We lost the game. Like there's always plays to be made. I'm happy for Rattler. Again, I don't know what the future holds as far as coaches. Or will we have new coaches? Will it be Rizzy and Kubiak and Janoko? Will it be Rattler? Will it be Carr? Will it be someone totally different? Will we draft a quarterback? I don't know. But this could all be a moot point if we end up with Spencer or Shedeur Sanders. Like if we end up with Cam Ward, this is a moot point. If we draft whoever, if we go sign a veteran, and it so much can change. But if I had a magic genie lamp, and I would love to see Rattler get a chance. I would love to see Rizzy get a chance. I would love to see Kubiak get another year. I would love to see this team get healthy. I think Rattler injects something into this team. I like how he plays. I like the moxie. I like the confidence. I've said that since day one. And even in a loss, it was like, okay, you can just tell there's something about his poise in these moments that's hard to find.
I think trying to force that one into Juwan up the seam, Lulu number 4 made a good play on that. Should have put more touch on it. And just thinking of other plays.
Yeah, that was a hell of a play from Lulu. That should have been picked.
We could have definitely been better, but we gave ourselves a shot, and that's credit to my guys.
How important was the 3rd and 10 pass to Dante on your first drive? That kind of got things going, but I guess maybe how confident were you to make the throw in the first place?
Yeah, confident. Coach Janoko prepares us for that look every week. We have that play. Looking at MVS first deep, they took that away, and we've seen so many clips of them bending that in on the dig, and Dante made a great catch. I actually threw it a little behind him. And he made a great catch and got upfield, and it was a big conversion. And then obviously Cedric with the dime to AK, great catch there.
Yeah, Cedric was the best quarterback we had on the team for a while there.
Get some juice going, get some sparks going, momentum, and that was great for us coming out of half.
What was your reaction when you saw that play come in?
I honestly knew it would work. We've been holding that one in the holster for a little bit. Happy Clint called it. It was the perfect time to call it.
Spencer, just knowing that Riz was going to go for 2, if y'all scored there, feel like the head coach, the aggressive mindset, and knowing that he's going to go for the win in that situation, do you all appreciate it?
Yeah, you have to. Again, guys, you got to do. You're delaying what you have to do anyways. If Rizzy, they keep saying, "Are you happy that he had faith in you?" If he says we're going to overtime, he's saying I have faith we're going to score regardless. It is the exact same thing. Overtime is not the goal of overtime is not different than what the goal is on the 2-point conversion, unless then you throw the wrinkle in of you want to stop the Commanders, hold them to a field goal, or hold them to nothing, then you kick a field goal, whatever. But the idea is the same. It's if you go to overtime, you better believe Spencer Rattler can lead the team down an entire drive and score, because that's how you're going to win the game. So, completing a pass. That's what the 2-point conversion is. Complete a pass, win the game. So I know it seems risky. I know it seems like it's man, Rizzy's really taking a stand here. Rizzy's really showing the confidence in the team. But I just don't think it's that hard of a decision. I just don't think it's that difficult of an idea. If it was the old school rules where it's you win the coin toss, you get a field goal, that changes things. But in today's day and age, especially with how good the Commanders are on offense, it's if you kick the extra point, you're basically saying we're going to win the coin toss, we're going to score a touchdown. So I think either way, he would have had confidence in Rattler. But yeah, I'm sure the team certainly is let's win it here. Why delay it? Why go to a coin toss? Why put the defense on the field possibly? Why instead of being within the 5? we're going to now return a punt or return a kick and now go 80 yards or 70 yards. Let us just complete this. So the players are always going to want to go for it.
100%. I mean, sitting at, we're sitting at where we're at, we got to go out there and win the game, you know? And I love the aggression. I love the mindset. I think you need that.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you saw in the big completion to Mark West?
Yeah, that was the exact look we repped this week. They did their defense is a really good defense at hiding their shells and holding to the last second and snap of the ball. They got to that too high and knew the middle of the field was going to be there. Honestly, took probably one or two more hitches than I needed to and made it harder on myself, but Quez made a great catch, and O-line blocked just enough, and, that was a big-time catch by him. Thank you.
I love him like a brother. Spencer Rattler, man. God, I love that guy. All right, let me know in the comments below what you think. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.